Yo everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to my games during week 17 of the Geoguessr World League. I was against Lero and Feneb, the two Australians this week. Final two Australians I had to play. I already played Krania and Zigzag before. But yeah, let's get into the games. These were my 8th and 9th last games of the what's it called? Of like what am I trying to say? Of the World League. This says Ontario on it with an address, like it says like Saint. Did it say Saint something Ontario? I forget what it said. But yeah, I couldn't find it. But my region guess was close enough. Yeah, 266. And yeah, Lero very strong, no move and NPC player. So I was definitely hoping to take the NPC or take the moving game off of him. This one I trolled by not looking at this sign. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just like forget to turn around more. It happens more often in the morning games. I wonder why. Um, but yeah, definitely happens more often in the morning games. So now I see the OO, so I'm checking for the which one's the OO one, which is the O, because OO is the northwest of Poland. And I go back to spawn and I see this sign and I'm like kicking myself because I'm like, oh, if only I had this, a little bit earlier. Would have been quite useful. I think I ended up finding the 536, but not the 537. Or maybe I flicked to it last second. I probably did. I assume this is the 537 here, maybe? I'm not sure. But yeah. Probably, yeah, if I went the other way, I probably could have 5K'd, but it's fine. We got a rush around. It's A-type. A-type long antenna plus... I mean, realistically, you just click Leningrad. Given A-type long antenna, I mean, it looks very Baltic with the white flowers, the like slightly pinky soil, and yeah, everything fits. And then the next round here was 2.5x in Japan. Japan, slightly concerning. We had the 072 fun code, so I instantly zoom into Osaka, and I just checked the polls to confirm. Yeah, I think that it's not Osaka itself. I think it's like because Osaka's 6, but it's like the thing surrounding Osaka. But he sees palm trees last second and then goes Okinawa, which is valid. Because I was like, till I got to so after I guessed here, right, I kept moving just because like I was bored, I guess. I don't know, there's no point in keeping moving, but I was moving anyway. And I got to the palm trees, and I was like, wait, what if he goes Okinawa because of the palm trees? Which, it's valid. The buildings also look a bit southern. But yeah, I was happy to get the moving win. And yeah, phone code knowledge coming in there, and then the poll confirmed it. Then we get into the no move. And we start off with Thailand. Yeah. Just thought it looked north, but wasn't certain. I think he hedges everything. But yeah. Yeah, I just go in this valley here because we see a big mountain east. But yeah, I'm trying to line up roads looking for a bridge. But yeah, I don't know. Probably wasn't gonna find this. I don't think the bridge was or the river was mapped in the end anyway. But yeah, he just hedges for like yeah, he hedges for the right hills as well. But yeah, 600 wasn't too major. And this round was very unfortunate because my first thought was this looks like Argentina, and then my second thought was this is Trekker, which is quite atypical for Argentina, I would say. So yeah, that's was a bit unfortunate. I kind of metagamed it a little bit. I'm not sure if any of you saw the name is Toby's interview with me afterwards on his like podcast slash stream. I talked about this round briefly on that. I'd go check that out. I think it's on YouTube as well. I think it's called Between Two Plonks. But you can see me looking at Argentina here. Because like yeah, I had seen it before, or I hadn't seen it before. Like you see my face, I'm like I could have had it because I mean I don't know because what I was thinking of in my head was if we go to this, I was thinking of Trekker like this in San Luis, which is a bit more mountainous, but we had some mild hills. But I was like, it kind of like this was the Trekker I was familiar with in Argentina. I think we ended up being like somewhere down here even. I don't wait, where exactly were we? South of Label a little bit. So somewhere here in La Pampa, I guess, but like I don't really know where the tracker is going to be. Like, how was there tracker here? Maybe it wasn't tracker, but I'm pretty sure it was. I'm so confused. This? No. Wait. I mean, I should just get the lock. We're like below the E. We should be right here. But I just don't see the tracker. And we also have like a hill. I mean, I'm confused because I mean I hadn't seen the tracker before, and maybe this is why, because it doesn't exist. Um, what? Um, Also ignore my 132,000 locations in my clicking map. It's fine. But yeah, I don't see where this is. Yeah, I'm very confused. This is just broken coverage because it's new. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm blind. I mean, I'll check the game summary later, but I don't have it open at the moment, so I won't check it yet. But yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was tracker. So yeah, I don't see it. It's fine. Yeah, it's just not real. Okay. Or, I mean, it's not going to be that, is it? It's not that. Okay. Anyway, enough yapping. He goes Kenny, I goes all, because I was thinking, like, of Kruger trackers. Like, they might have thought it was, like, a Kruger tracker, because, they might have thought it was car or something. I mean, to be fair, it might have been car if I couldn't find it there by looking for it. But you get me. I was thinking, like, Zod's more likely to accidentally pick a tracker than Urge, but I guess it was purposeful. I mean, like, landscape-wise, it doesn't look like Argentina, but it's kind of like getting a Gen 2 Czechia or something where you just don't think a tracker, like you don't think about with tracker, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, we have Western United States, which, what happened to Lyra's map there? Oh, I don't know. Interesting one. Yeah, he goes Colorado. I go towards Yellowstone, it's actually Utah. Yeah, 446. Wasn't the end of the world, but yeah, I was still, slightly thinking about the Argentina because could have almost been game. I don't know. I don't think if my San Luis Mountains click would have been game, but it could have been. I mean, I don't know. I don't. I think it'd be like 5,800 or something, but it would definitely put him under a lot of pressure, and he might start full standing things, and then like, you know, he could lose quicker. But yeah, he's kind of cooking at the moment. Um, and yeah, I think it's Sinop. I'll try and line up a road. Yeah, he goes west of Sinop. It was east of Sinop. Yeah, and 912 will take it. But yeah, I definitely would have won the game at this point. If I went Argentina, because yeah, I would have had to do 3,300 damage, and I think San Luis on La Pampa gets 3,300, and he gets 0 for being in Kenya, of course, or like 10 or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, Indo lock here. I'm always concerned about Indo, as you're aware. Yeah, we had oil palms and coconut palms, so I was like, okay, West Coast Sumatra probably makes sense. Oh, wait, I saw the black sticker. I just thought this was Malaysia for a second when watching it back, but yeah, I don't know why this is black sticker. I mean, that's probably a meta, but I didn't know it, unfortunately. But yeah, I thought Western Coast of Sumatra with the coconut palms plus oil palms combination. I end up going Bengkulu and West Sumatra. Low key, my guess is better, but I lose 1,200 HP because I knew it was West Coast, but I'm coping. Yeah. This then was another Indo, I think. But we had sugarcane, so you usually click East Java with that. Yeah. I thought he maybe might not send East Java. I was scared it could be Lampung sugarcane, which is another common sugarcane place. But yeah, I was relatively confident on East Java, but I was like hoping that he might miss it. But Lero's too good to miss it probably. So yeah. That is the problem with playing against such players that you know, they don't miss things. Yeah, anyway, enough yap. He goes a bit further east than me. It was a bit further east, I guess, from him. And yeah, 700, not much. But I'm down to sub 3,000 now, so it's a bit concerning. Then this was a concern. I thought Manitoulin made sense because it felt like watery, I guess, like very sandy, very coastal. Well, not coastal, but like Great Lakes coast. Like to send Manitoulin, but maybe I'm just overcooking him. I probably should go learn every road on Manitoulin or something. But like, yeah, ends up being a very nice guess from Lero. I survive ever so slightly, 147. So a little bit of health and a dream, but yeah, not looking too good at this point of the duel. And then we get a South USA round. Well, I wasn't sure on South. I thought it could be elsewhere, but we both think it's Mississippi. like floodplain, like yeah, somewhere here. So I go Louisiana. He goes a bit further north in Arkansas. And yeah, ends up being a bit further north near Memphis there, and that is GG. Yeah, kicking myself about the Argentina, could have maybe been a 2-0, and you never want to go to NPC with Leros, so yeah. Was a bit concerned going into the NPC game, but I feel like I've been playing well NPC, so I knew I had a chance, of course, but he's definitely quite good, and you can see us both sit up in our chairs. Yeah. I immediately clicked Delastero. He immediately clicks Delastero as well. But I'm like, what if it's La Pampa? And I end up switching and staying in La Pampa. And I'm looking at roads in San Luis and Eastern Mendoza. He's scanning Delastero Chaco area. And he ends up sending Delastero Chaco border. I scanned this road in San Luis, I scanned this road in La Pampa. It's actually San Luis. I briefly looked at San Luis, as you saw, but I didn't see anything that lined up, and I found something in La Pampa, so figured I should send to La Pampa. But yeah, good 800 points pre-multis. And yeah, then we get a Latvia round. I wasn't certain of Latvia, but it felt Baltic, plus in the Baltics, the combination of the slightly thicker than normal red border and the white sign would indicate Latvia, or the white border outside, like the thick red border with the white border outside of it, because the thick red with no white is Estonia, thick red with white is Latvia, and normal red with white is Lithuania. So if I knew if it was Baltics, that was right anyway, and then it ended up being Baltics in both clicked reguess. So yeah. Then we get another Indonesia, which is always concerning for me. I'm a little bit stressed out about this location, but I end up clicking West Sumatra. It is West Sumatra. He confidently sent a bit earlier, but I survived. So yeah. Wonder what song I'm singing. Looks like Risk by the Head Bop, so I could be wrong. Something on Secret of Us Deluxe Edition by Gracie anyway. My first thought was Austria, and then I just moved to Slovenia. And I was slightly concerned about Romania, but I was like, probably not. It'd be extremely diabolical if it was Romania. He was kind of zoomed into Romania as well, it looks like. Or maybe that's just how he zoomed in, without considering Romania. But then Slovenia ends up being Far West Austria. 125, that is fine. And then next round, 3x in... First thought was Brazil, and I was like, okay, the pole is Peruvian, so it's Peru. Don't know how long it took me to realize that it was Peru. Because, there's a chance if he insta-sends I miss it. But I realized it was Peru at some point during this. I don't know when it was. But yeah, I'm in Peru, and then I start scanning. Maybe I was just spending time region guessing, because I kept looking at it after I realized it was Peru, because I wanted to keep region guessing it, as if it was Peru. So I don't know when I realized, but we both go Tarapoto. We both look at Pucallpa at around the same time. But we both send Tarapoto. It is Pucallpa. That is the logical 50-50. But yeah, 378, ever so slightly closer, so we take those. I wasn't really thinking about round limit at this time, but like it's always nice to think like, okay, 1200 HP ahead. If we go to round limit, I have the advantage. And then we get an India lock, and I don't know, I might be mocking it. Any India experts in the comments, feel free to let me know what's wrong with my guess here. But we had, I think, corn, and I don't really know what that means. Maybe that's more of a northern thing. We had very red soil, and we had coconut palm. So I was like, okay, and the mountain looks like Andhra Pradesh, or Telangana, or Tamil Nadu. Mainly Andhra and Tamil were my thoughts. But it ends up being perfectly in between us, so it's only 60 points. Bit of a crazy one to end up being perfectly between us, but I was lucky to not have lost on that round. My first thought was Washington. As you can see, he seems into Colorado. Because it's like, some of these rounds I should be into something, I feel, because if I'm confident it's Washington, am I going to change my mind from Washington? Probably not. So, he's like thinking of Washington now, right? But if I instant, does he make the switch is the question. Because he does make the switch, or else the game would be over, and there's still a little bit of time left by the VOD duration, you might have seen at the start. But yeah, he ends up making the switch to Washington, but he only switches with like 5 seconds left. So it's like, if I guess in 5 seconds, does he switch after 20 seconds, or does it take him the full 60? Yeah, it was 300 points. Was fine. Maybe, yeah. I mean, I didn't know at the time that I should have insisted, but yeah. Then we get Uruguay. It's slightly sunny and slightly red soil, so I go west but a little bit north. And yeah, ends up being a bit further north, but yeah, we're perfectly equidistant yet again, so 36 points. So yeah, a lot of equidistant guesses in this game was kind of the theme. And then we got the worst possible round to see on 5x when you're winning. Suburban Midwestern US. Like, the architecture is clearly somewhere from like Ohio to Iowa, was my thought. He's kind of thinking maybe slightly more south, like he's heading towards Kentucky, but he's still in the Midwest, in Indiana area. And I end up clicking on the border. Am I in Davenport? I forget the town name. Wait, what's the town? Yeah, Davenport. And what's the other town, actually, out of curiosity, just for future reference? Moline, yeah. So yeah, I was clicking them. I was like, okay, my main thoughts are Illinois and Iowa, so I just clicked Davenport and Moline. Yeah, we got perfectly equidistant yet again, or not perfectly, but compared to like 600 kilometers away, and we're only like separated by that little. It's pretty much equidistant. And I throw the smiley face because we are both very high HP going into round 10 when we both just had an opportunity to win the game very easily because our opponent went quite far away. This, I wasn't sure if it was Portugal, but I liked Portugal a lot, just with the architecture. The olive trees are a bit weird for northern Portugal, so you can kind of see me like inch further and further south as the round goes on, which is always funny to see. But yeah, he is slightly clicked east. I guess olive trees make more sense for east as well. They make sense for like east and south compared to north, middle. But yeah, I mean, I take the win. It's a bit of a scummy win. Like I didn't fully deserve it because like it's like what 5,241 to 4,300 and something. 4304. Yeah, but if you think about it, right? Because the first round of this duel, I did what 880 damage, no multis. So even though we're very close, raw damage wise, I did a lot more than him, I think. Because like me, no multis did more than he did the entire game. So it's like it looks bad, but like I can cope that like saying at least it's not a fully deserved win, don't get me wrong, but it's at least slightly deserved because of the 800 free multis. But not the what's it called? Not the best way to get the win. Doesn't feel the most deserved, but a win is a win. We will always take those. But yeah, 2-1 against Lero. He is very high up in the standings, so I think Lero was my highest opponent by rating, or like points per game, left in the league. So I was like, okay, getting 2 points against Lero, that's good. That's a good sign for what's to come, hopefully. But yeah, next game against Fennep, very strong Australian player. More of a moving specialist compared to Lero, who's a no-move specialist. But yeah, he can definitely do both. And then we have Austria and Slovenia on this side. So I click here. I didn't actually see the towns, but yeah. Actually, I saw Rabba Fuses, but I didn't see the other ones. But yeah, 658 just went opposite directions. So I assume so, because yeah, he didn't find anything. How did I get to this? Because like also the start of this duel is cut off, so it starts 48 seconds in. So I actually don't see how I get to this. But yeah, a little bit of moving urban RNG, but it's fine. Next round was Japan. This I kind of just trolled. I definitely need to work on my Japan moving, and I need to fully learn my Japanese plates because I only have learned pull tops, and I mean, to be honest, I'm pretty sure that Transformer is just lying to me because I'm pretty sure the Transformer shouldn't be where it was. And then I see so we had what looked like 180-degree Transformers, and then I see a darker than normal plate. So I'm like, okay, 180-degree Transformers equals Tokyo, Kishu, Okinawa, and we have a darker than normal plate. So logically, I'm going to click Tokyo or Kanto rather. But yeah, I think he knows prefecture kanji or something. I don't know how he got to this. But yeah, 2,400. Knew it wasn't over, but wasn't a good start. And yeah, next round here was a Thailand round. And I'm speeding down the road. I got to this. I look for these because like they sound like they sound like because like they sound I'm rebooting. They sound like places that would be provinces. Cause like Fakat, Nikon, uh, or Fakat, I don't know. But they sound like things like, you know, Sakon Nikon is a province, right? I think. Anyway. So like, or Samut Sakon on his screen, etc. So they all sound like provinces, but like, yeah, I had Bangkok to the north with the mountains to the north, and I was like, okay, it still feels like, because it could have been something all the way south, right? But you know, I figured the mountain north made a bit of sense and also felt like, urban, what's it called? Yeah, he has something on that. I don't even know what he has, to be honest. Oh, it says Munster. Okay. I completely skipped past that. I think I like moved past that sign and just assumed it would be nothing. But maybe I didn't even see it. But my region guess is close enough in Bielefeld there, so it's only 368. But I would have known Munster, of course. But I'm just trolling, so it's fine. Yeah, don't play it moving in the morning. It never works. So here we have French English mixed with Ontario traffic cones. So I click Ottawa. I was like, okay, this like the kind of round where there's a chance he sends Toronto and I win the game. So I was like slightly hoping, but yeah, he gets it as well. Would expect that from Peneb. So yeah, Sweden. I try and take a chance here. You know, getting kind of late into the game, and it looks very rural. Like I don't think he's finding info. So I just full send north. But yeah, he also thinks it looks very north. So doesn't really make too much of a difference. And yeah, nice guess from him. I think he might have been on the road for a second there. Very impressive to be on the road, but yeah, 400 points. The risk was fine, I think. This was Thailand. For some reason, I think I misdiagnosed the insulator here. Cause it looked southern, and then I checked the insulator, and I didn't think it was a southern insulator for some reason. But he has something on that, but doesn't. I don't think he found anything because we guessed pretty similarly. Yeah, I definitely could have like I don't know because my very first thought was like if I instant without checking anything, I clicked the 5K almost, which is a bit unfortunate. But I'm counting the insulators. He looks at them as well. And I think I don't know if he's looking at the same pole as me, but like we both like go as far south as the insulators allow, basically. Why did I wait? What? How did I click Bay of Bengal here? Wait, huh? Okay, I think that's just a visual bug. Imagine my guess received as Bay of Bengal, but yeah, I lost a lot of points for that. Even though my first thought would have been a bit further south. So it was a bit unfortunate that the insulator was misdiagnosed or lied. This is Poland, instant northeast, because yeah, we're getting close to round limit. If we both 5K, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I kind of had to send something, but ended up being more northwest, or slightly northwest of middle. But yeah, 800, not ideal, but yeah, then 5x, we have wide lines plus an Oregon plate I see soon. But yeah, I mean, this round is a nothing round. I mean, you can line up the coast, but there's only one bit of coast that roughly lines up. Maybe I should have instant when I got to this point of the coast because he might not have seen it. Which, you know, in hindsight, yeah, he has the road number with place names. Okay, I didn't even realize that he got the info. But yeah, because like he's even scanning Washington, so you don't know what he'd end up sending. But yeah, he ends up finding the places. I mean, I probably should be instant sending, but I figured that he'd also be trying to line it up. So yeah, I mean that's very very poorly played because the 5K doesn't really give me anything. I should just be instant sending. But yeah, maybe could have been a bit of points at least. And then we got Jordan, and he's crying because he's like round limit. But I mean, he outplayed me this duel, so it's fair. I ended up. We want to talk about where I said there's checker in this 10. There's no carry coverage. Not to say I forgot. Yeah, I went in Azrat or what's it called? Azrak? Azrat? I don't know. No, Azrak. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I knew there's Azrak Castle has coverage, so I was like, oh, this kind of looks like Azrak Castle, and I'm not gonna win if it's Amon, which I knew it was Amon. So yeah, like maybe like in theory I should probably send Aqaba there, but like you know I knew it wasn't Aqaba. Like I was 100% confident it's Amon, so I was like may as well send Azrak, and we have something that looks like Nasarawa State, which I knew was one of the two states I zoomed into. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I knew it was one of the two, Benui or Nasarawa. I always get them confused. But yeah, to be fair, it looked like a Buja coverage, and it also looked like there was ocean south, so that's why I'm scanning here just in case there's something I'm forgetting. But yeah, I don't know why I didn't send it next to Abuja. Would have been a very nice region guess. Makes a lot of sense to be that kind of Abuja because the coverage is a bit weird for Lafia. But yeah, we get a Philippines round. We have Suruma is the town. I was like, because when it says NGO, I was like, okay, Negros Occidental or Negros Oriental, but then I realized, oh, it's non-government organization. I think. I could be wrong. I think that's what it stands for. I think I've heard that. What's it called? I think I've heard that initialism before. But yeah, I'm just looking for Suruma. But yeah, I thought it was south. I didn't even check Tuk Tuks, but I assume that's why he went north, because I don't see how you go north without Tuk Tuks, but I just forgot to look at them because I trolling. But yeah, 1700 round 2, not ideal. We get into the next round then. We have the Canadian style of thing. We have what looks like no front plate on something. And we also have like the central RPMs. So Ohio made a lot of sense. Could have been Indiana as well, but it's a bit more eastern, I guess, than Indiana. So I was willing to send Ohio. But yeah, we both end up sending Ohio. Pretty uneventful round overall. Yeah, we both clicked the same place northeast of Columbus. Probably should have waved, but I cool emoji'd instead. You know. And then this was a US round. Looked very southern, very hard to region guess these, and I didn't recognize the plate. But yeah, it's average like between North Carolina and Mississippi, Louisiana, kind of block. And I think I end up clicking Georgia or Alabama, I forget, but yeah. Not the round I wanted to see. But yeah, we both are clicking Georgia. I don't know if we end up moving. I mean, yeah, I'm just like moving around, but I don't think I think I end up clicking South Carolina. I mean, I don't think I'm clicking North Carolina there. I don't know what the thing is doing, but I thought it could be South Carolina. But yeah, it was max northeast Mississippi instead. Yeah, average southern roulette. Then we get a Malaysia round. And then we had like a yellow thing here that almost looked like a Johor street sign, but it's like it's something else. I don't know what it is. But it was not a Johor street sign anyway. Yeah, felt East Coast to me, wasn't too certain. But yeah, he also thought similar. I think we both clicked near Kuantan, but he goes a bit more inland, I think. But yeah, I'm like hedging further south, and then I changed my mind, I think. Yeah, and then it was kind of where I had clicked the 5k as the hedge, but yeah, 700, not ideal. Definitely being outplayed at the start of this duel. But you know, I know it's not over. Then we get a tricky round here. So we have, yeah, it's Europe. I thought the architecture looked very Luxembourgish. I think that's the word, Luxembourgian. I don't know. But I was scared of Germany. Luxembourg, Germany were my two thoughts. The sign, like high key, was a German sign. The one to our east, northeast. Like this thing looked very German to me. But I was like, it just looks like Luxembourg. Like it just looks so Luxembourgish. And I'm like, this is German on the thing, but I'm still gonna send Luxembourg. Even though you'd expect maybe French on the thing, but you can get both. But yeah, he goes Austria, which makes sense landscape wise, but I don't think is one road of blue car spill in Austria. You won't get blue car otherwise, as far as I can remember. Which does help, but I assume he would have went Germany without that, so it would have been a lot of points, but I just barely got enough to win there, which we take. But yeah. I mean, yeah, because to be honest, like the houses look more Austrian than German, but they also look more Luxembourgish than German. So I understand why he went Austria over Germany, but the car would push you towards Germany. But like, it like with that car, like Austria makes more sense than Germany, unless you go Germany on the Lux border with the houses. I feel. But yeah, I thought this looked like Prana here. Yeah, he's also in Prana, pretty standard Prana round. I thought Cascavel, but yeah, it was down by Foz de Iguazu. Yeah. Is that Portuguese for Iguazu Falls? I don't know, to be honest. this round, this round, this was one of the rounds of all time for sure. So so okay, so if we look at where I zoom in, so I'm like, okay, I'm in the UK, which I don't know, felt like UK was a logical guess here. Felt kind of cold. Pavement bit UK. Um, and I'm thinking, okay, what if this is Norway? And then I also was like, what if this is Czechia? Um, he goes in Italy, and then he goes to Bulgaria, and we just had like it's so funny that we have completely opposite vibes. Like Italy, Bulgaria 50-50 versus UK, Norway 50-50. I go in the North Sea, he goes in Bulgaria, and it's Spain. Um, I'm just laughing at it so much. Like it's so funny that I get like his guess is much better by climate, right? But I was just guessing based off of the pavement, and I mean it felt colder to me as well. Um, but yeah, that round was so funny. Um, yeah, I don't understand how that's North Spain, but yeah, this map is a bit diabolical at times. And yeah, we have Brazil lock here. For some reason, I didn't think of Piauí when Piauí is like super obvious in hindsight. Like, if like I just like I don't know, I just thought I just forgot about Piauí existing. I was like, this soil is kind of weird for Northeast, and then I mean my fake cursor wants me to go towards Picos there, but yeah, 2,300, not ideal, but yeah, he does gain the lead with that. And then we got Urban Russia. Um, which you know, not the most ideal urban Russia round to get. We have some pavement, we have some buildings, and we have some trees. And that's about it. But I was like Kurgan in it. What am I saying? But yeah, I thought it looked like Kurgan. I threw out a GG because I'm just like, it's game. I don't know who's winning. It could be anything. It could be Kurgan. It could be not Kurgan. He goes towards Moscow. I mean, fair enough. I was not sure whatsoever. Um, and it ends up being Kurgan. So don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I got Kurgan, but we do take those. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. A bit lucky there. I mean, obviously there's some skill to it. Like you don't just click Kurgan randomly there. But yeah, we take those. Not the most deserved no move win, but you know, got the nice guess in the NPC to win it. But yeah, GG's to Feneb and Lyra, and we will start looking at the standings. So if we go to this, let me full screen. I'm up to 7th, and I'll show you points per game in a second. But yeah, Debray, same games played as me, 7 more points. So in theory, catchable if he goes like, you know, loses everything. Let's look at Debray's opponents. Contis, yeah, definitely losable. I mean, Debray's been on a bit of a tear, even being able to beat Radu. But yeah, I mean, you know, Debray is catchable, but I don't know. I think Debray's gonna go all the way. He's gonna pass up MK. Sorry, MK. But yeah, I'm on the Debray hype train. Bro has been cooking. But yeah, then we have like these four. I'm also not catching. I mean, MK slightly more catchable than Debray in theory because he's one more game played with 1 more point. So in theory, lower points per game than Debray. And then yeah, Radu, Consis, Blinky are not getting caught at all. Consis has I was talking to Consis. He has a fun week next week. In Blinky and Debray. So yeah, there's a chance he drops a low Radu. Will be interesting to see. Although he's played 2 less games, so you know he's gonna still be ahead of Radu if he gets 0 points. But should be some fun games to watch. Unfortunately, I will not be able to watch because I have Skill Issue and Orlando at around the same times. So yeah, I'm gonna play some Brazil this week. I mean, I don't know how good they are at Brazil, but I assume they will know a little bit more about Brazil than the average Geoguessr player. So yeah, and then if we go back to this again, we have Mu, who had not the best week if I recall. Yeah, he was against Blinky, so that's always gonna be tricky, and also was against Consus recently, and me. So yeah, me, Consus, Blinky was a rough lineup for him. But that means that I am ahead of him in points per game. So 3 below, but 3 games below, 3 points below. So definitely, yeah, I'd hope to get 1 point per game. So that would tie me with Mu. Then Harrier, I am 1 point ahead of, but I have 1 less game played than. So that's also nice. I got like a safety blanket there. So even if I lose, I'm still ahead of him in points per game. But you know, would hope to win, of course. Captain then is 3 games behind me with 8 points less than me. So let's look at his matchup. He has Kratzu, Kent, and Fao on the same day. So I will definitely be watching them. And yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. I hope he doesn't get his 8 points because his 8 points passed me out, or his 8 points tie with me. And yeah, I was also, from my discussion with Constance about his games, he also has captain coming up. So yeah, hopefully Constance can be captain for me, which should be a fun one to watch, and will be a very good game because both incredible players. And then yeah, let's go to the points per game spreadsheet done by Crania. So shout out to Crania. I will click reload, but I don't think there's going to be any change. Just comes up sometimes. But yeah, we can see Blinky number 1, Constance 2, Radu 3, Debris 4, MK 5. So yeah, Debris passed out MK. Would be the main change recently, and I'm up to 6th in points per game. 7th because of Excel, counting this as 1. But yeah, 1.938. Lero 1.897. Who, yeah, I mean, I've been saying it for a while, but like, if I end above all Australians, then a maximum of 3 can get above me. But if I end up with 1 Australia above me, then 4 Australians can pass me out from the majors. Because like in this current situation, right? Let's say Lero wins the major, he gets 40 points. Okay, he's up to 95 points. He's clear. Oscar gets his 25 points, so he gets up to he's clear, 86 points. And then let's say Eamon gets his 15 points, he's up to 61. So it's like if Lero's above me, right? And then let's say Eamon, or let's say Feneb gets 40 points. Eamon gets 25. Oscar gets 15. Lero's already above me. Then 4 people in APAC stay above me. But in this scenario of me being ahead of Lero and everyone else, then only 3 can pass me. Which is obviously a good thing. That's definitely what I'm wanting. And if you look at expected points based off of things left, so we have 77 for me, 72 for Lero, 70 for Oscar, and 62 for Eamon. So if you're looking at this, right, it's like, oh, and also I miss Sheena. Sheena's on 64. But I'm not too far away from being 15 points ahead of Sheena and Eamon. Like, Eamon at 14 point something, and Sheena it is 13. So it's not too unreasonable that I get up to 50. I don't know who their opponents are. Looks like Eamon's got relatively easy, and Sheena's got a little bit trickier. So it could go up or down depending. But I mean, the expected points Crania's formula adjusts for it. So yeah, shout out to Crania for doing all the math. But yeah, so what I'm saying is, if one of them gets 3rd, then only 2 Australians get above me, which is absolutely massive for me. That would be huge, like unfathomably huge. And then same with Americas, right? So we have Radu and MK. Let's say Radu gets 40 points, MK gets 25. If Moo isn't above me, which it's possible, could go either way, 1.93 versus 1.85. Then let's say, I mean, who's the lowest in qualification for Americas at the moment? It is Orlando, with 31.46. So if we go to Orlando's expected points, he's on 54. So his 15 doesn't get me it. If he gets 15 points, it doesn't get enough. Almost 25 points doesn't get him enough. So there's a chance that going into the major, even 2 people don't pass me. Or 2 people get points but don't pass me. So ideally, Radu, MK get top 2, and then Orlando gets 3rd, right? Or Fao even, because Fao is also 15 behind. Who else? I don't even see who else. Wait. Who am I missing? What? Fao, Orlando, Moo, Radu. Wait. Where's Gingy? I don't see Gingy. Oh, because he's lower in points per game. Yeah, okay, so let's look for Gingy. So 55. So yeah, if Gingy gets 15, then it's like, no disrespect to Moo, love Moo, but I want I don't want Moo to get 3rd. I want what's it called? Gingy or Orlando to get 3rd because they don't pass me out, basically. And yeah, if Gingy gets 25 points. Wait, how is Orlando? Oh, because Orlando's got a diabolical schedule. That's how his expected points is lower. He's 1.9 is crazy. That is like by far the highest. I mean, there's a 1.8 with Fao. I know I have Fao. I don't know who else is Fao. But yeah, 1.9 and 1.8 is a bit diabolical. That's definitely looking better for Gingy then. So yeah, I'm hoping that one of them gets the 15 points. Sorry, Mook, but I mean, would like to see Mook competing, very strong player, of course, but for me personally, it's better if someone who doesn't pass me out gets the 15. But yeah, I really want Radu and MK to get top 2 because I don't want 4 or even 5 people. Because, like, let's say Jinji wins APAC, and then Fau gets second, and then Mu gets third. Then suddenly there's 5 Americas above me, and my chances for the World Cup are looking very, very dire. So I wouldn't want that, of course. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. And then let's look at Europe. I'm up to 1.938, captain's 1.862. As I was saying, if captain gets 8 points from 3 games, he ties me. As you can see from 32, 29, 62, 54. But yeah, my schedule is looking very, very nice. 1.3. Mu is next with 1.2. He's like, yeah, we're the only two below 1.4. Or no, Armani's there as well. And yeah, but towards the top anyway. Like, Eamon is 18th, and he's the only one close to us. And he's not even that close. You can tell by the shade of green. And yeah, Harrier as well, 1.84. Captain is more of a concern, I guess. Because Captain's got more of an opportunity to catch me, but he's also got more of an opportunity to fall down. Because he's got less games played than me, but Harry's got more games played than me. So yeah, basically, if me and Captain both trio every game we have remaining, Captain wins. But if we both do mid, then I win. And then if I just have to do the same as Harrier, basically, or slightly worse than him to be above him. And unfortunately, I do not have the favorable tiebreak with either of them, because I lost to both of them. Both 2-0s, I think. I know, Captain was 2-1, right? We had the NMPC Chile round, if I recall. Or not Chile, the NMPC Chile on Puerto Arenas round, I should say. But yeah, decent lead at like 0.09 and 0.076. So, it's hopefully it can stay, especially with my average opponent yet to play. And if we go to my average opponents to play, we have Skillsheep this time. This is all in Irish time. So yeah, Skillsheep, Orlando, so 2 Brazil games. Then Swan, Anu, this, and then Mada, Sheena. Wait. Sheena's the 6th. I typed that wrong. I just realized. I was making a separate thing with only this because I removed because Rix was on the same day as Fau, but Rix is no longer there, and Dev was on the same day as someone else, I forget. So I was removing that, but I put Sheena in as Fau accidentally, but it's fine. But yeah, these should be the times. I mean, you can see them coming up on this anyway. Do not trust this. I made this very quickly, just to have a better display without Rix and Dev in it. But yeah, you can see, these are my times, yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's that. Do I have anything else to say? Will be interesting. We can see some tight major races. I know Spaghetti Crania is a tight one, if I remember. Yeah, pretty tight here. Who is the harder schedule? Spaghetti versus Crania. Spaghetti 1.8, okay. And Crania 1.5. So yeah, expected points. They're 1 expected point apart, basically. So that's definitely going to be fun to watch. Who does Spaghetti have out of curiosity? Okay, Strefan as Trickster, that's a tough lineup. And then we have Crania having no one. Okay, Crania is done, apparently. I don't know. He has 6 games left, but they're just not showing. But yeah, his average is 1.5. And with Kent has 1.2 average, that's kind of crazy. Wait, does that mean, wait. Okay, maybe Kent, Kent is definitely in contention then with a 1.2 average, even though he's like a little bit behind. Like 1.2 average is like pretty doable to get some points in. So yeah, that'll definitely be interesting to watch. Anu still in contention. Amarain probably a little bit out of contention at this point, but will be a fun race to watch. And then Eamon has less games played, even though he's kind of close, so he should be fine. Then if you look at Americas, it's I think Ocean Man is out of contention. I mean, it's possible, don't get me wrong. If you look at his difficulty, 1.5 is fine. And then we saw Gingy is that, and then Orlando was very high. So yeah, I mean, there's a chance Orlando drops out. But 4 points between them with 2 less games. It's like, but But if Orlando has like, you know, two cracked players, like 1.9 is crazy. Like 1.9 average is Lero or me. Like it's you know, we're pretty like it's 6 or 7 is what I'm trying to say. Is your average player. That's a bit tough. Also, but I mean that's mean versus median and stuff. So like, you know, there's some. It's not a normal distribution, as I'm saying with the points, because like Blinky is like, I mean, it might be normal, but Blink like there's a pretty big gap between these ones here, and everyone else. So it could be skewed slightly. Is what I'm trying to say. And then EMEA, any close matchups here? Castrol or Clement, that's neck and neck. 46-47 with 31 games played. That is very close. So if we look at Clement and Castroller, Clement 1.4, Cass 1.7. So Cass, even though, yeah, he's slightly behind, but he does have a harder lineup for sure. So yeah, you can see the estimated points, but it's not definitive, it's just estimated, but yeah. Then Armani, I think, has a relatively easy schedule. So yeah, his expected points are above Castroller because of how easy his schedule is. So this is going to be very fun to watch. And Malfunction has 31 games played with 46, so I'd imagine Malfunction's expected points is... Yeah, okay, Europe's actually very, very tight. 58 expected points, 59. So yeah, wait, 59, 58, 55, 55, 57, 55. Like, yeah, Europe is going to be crazy tight. I think if I lose every single game, I can still not make it for Europe, but you know, hopefully that doesn't happen. Because yeah, you'd need like Castroller to get. He has 8 games left, so and I'm a good bit ahead. I'm 16 points ahead, so you'd need 2 points per game, and I'd have to get 0 points. So I should hopefully be making the major anyway. But yeah, will be fun to watch. Make sure you tune in to all of them. As I showed you, these games are mine. If you want to watch them, of course. It's also very nice that I have only 1 game on the last day. I mean, maybe I'll just ask some of the people that I'm competing with out of some friendly competition for their schedules, because I'd like to know, because I'd almost prefer, I think I'd prefer knowing what I need to do to stay above them. That reminds me, actually, there's one more thing I need to talk about before I end the video. I'm about staying above people. But yeah, it's like, if they're all done on the 6th, right, and I still have a game on the 13th, I'm like, okay, I need 1 point on this day to get this, so I just need to win 1 game. And that, in my head, it's like, okay, that's good. But it's like, if I have... Let's say I'm playing FAO, and Captain, I don't know when he's playing Consus, but let's say he's playing Consus, right? I'd rather he have already played Consus than like, okay, I need to get 1 more point than Captain does today. Because like, if Captain gets 3 points, then I can't get 1 more than him. So it's just like, you know, I'd like it to be in my hands rather than out of my hands. Is what I'm saying. And the thing I got reminded of is, if you look at expected points here, 77. Next in Europe, 71.84 is Harrier, and then 70.51 is Captain. But if we go to this, as some of you might recall, did they move it? I don't think they moved it. They did not. So yeah, 4th is 5 points. I was talking about this for the other ones. But that's for these. But you get 5 points for 4th in Europe. But if you look at this, 77 minus 70.51, that is 6. It's not 5. So in theory, if I'm 6 points above Captain and I'm 6 points above Harrier, then nobody can pass me out by getting 5 points, which means that only 3 people from the European major can pass me out. Which means if, let's say, hypothetically, I end up in where I am in Europe, which is 4th in Europe, and let's say I end up 3rd in Americas, because most likely will be Radu, MK get top 2, and then Mu gets points and gets above me. So most likely 3 in Americas, and then let's say it's 3 in APAC, right? So Lero, Zigzag, and let's say Sheena all go above me. Might be 2 in APAC, it's definitely possible. Because, you know, Sheena is basically 15 points away from me. So definitely possible that's 15. I mean, Eamon is basically 15. So let's say it's worst case scenario. I mean, not worst case scenario if it says like this is 3 in APAC, but like it could be 4 in APAC if Lero goes above me, which is definitely possible. But his schedule is a bit harder, so we'll see. But worst case scenario is 3 APAC, 3 Americas. Well, Americas isn't worst case, but most probable case is 3 Americas, and then most probable case is probably 3 APAC, maybe 2. It's probably equal enough odds, I guess. Depending depending on if I'm 15 points ahead of Sheena and Eamon. I mean, 2 is quite likely if it's Eamon and... I mean, Sheena in best of 5 is going to probably... Yeah, it definitely goes up compared to a best of 3 because there's 2 moving games in a best of 5. So, yeah, APAC will be fun to watch. Luckily, my exams will be done so I can watch all the games. It'll be fun. And I'll probably do... Maybe I'll do like a best of 5 series against everyone like I did for last time. But yeah, as I was saying, so 3 APAC, 3 Americas, and I'm 4th in Europe, which means I'm 10th overall. But let's say I'm 5 points ahead of the next in Europe. That means only 3 people in Europe can get points. So that means I can go from 10th to 11th if 1 passes me, to 12th if 2 pass me, and to 13th if 3 pass me. Which means that I only need either me to guess... Actually, I guess I would have to not get 5, yeah. So I wouldn't be counted. But I guess me getting 5 might put... Actually, it wouldn't have that much, would it? Yeah, me getting 5 doesn't actually give me a placement, does it? Unless MK gets some points or Deborah gets some points. Actually, wait. Okay, actually, no. 5 points for me is actually kind of big if I pass Deborah, because then that counts. Yeah. Even though Deborah will probably get points in Europe. But what I'm trying to say is, if I get... Yeah, if it's 3-3-4, like 3 Americas, 3 APAC, 4 Europe, and I'm 5 points ahead of the next in Europe, that means I just need 1 person in Europe to get points. That isn't 5 points. And I'm fine. So I just need, 1. So that means in theory, it's like, even if it's, if it's a quarterfinal, or if it's a 3rd place game between 2 people that are above me, one of them gets 15 points. So it's probably pretty good if I get 5 points. I mean, it's not needed. It's not, it's not guaranteed one way or the other, because like, Blinky, Consus, might not get the wins, but you'd expect them to, especially in best of 5 with moving. So, I'd hope that 2 of them would win, and then I'd be fine. But yeah, I'm hoping everything stays as it is right now. Because I'd like to stay 5 points ahead of Harrier and Captain. Yeah, I've been yapping for 52 minutes at this point of the recording, which is a little bit absurd. But some people have said in the comments that they find it entertaining to hear, especially me theorizing about all the different things, and you might be interested in me pointing out how close EMEA is at the moment, because it is indeed very close. I couldn't find the arrow there. But yeah, I mean, definitely be watching the games of these people. I mean, are any of them playing against each other? I think Matt is slightly safe. Hermione has no one. Okay. They need to update that. Malfunction has Lyra. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. And then Clement has Blimey and Damon. Okay. But yeah, definitely watch them. It's gonna be a fun end to the season. Like, basically every region is fighting for that last spot. I mean, even this, like, I mean, it's 4 people fighting for Clement's spot. I mean, Mada's like slightly safe, but it's not even a guarantee that he's safe. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be quite fun to watch. Who's Mada? Like, if Mada has against any of them, like, yeah, Mada's against Castrola and MK. So yeah, that's actually, because if Castrola beats him, right, and he will probably expected to lose to MK, right, on paper anyway. Then it's like, suddenly Mada's in the race for, being passed out by people. So that's it's gonna be very fun to watch the end of Europe. Make sure you tune into the broadcast. But yeah, I think I will leave the video at that. Sorry for the crazy app. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye and peace.